Mitram and Bandhuvam, this is your presenter Reddy, South Asia Maps. We are continuing our fascinating discussions about human ecology, human predicament, human impasse. The basic ideas come essentially from Dr. Catton's monumental books, Overshoot book and BottleNeck book. These are the very important books that everybody on the planet Earth should read, especially political leaders, social workers. That fascinating aspect I want to bring to your consideration. At South Asia Maps Intellectual Kshatriya channel, education channel, your presenter Reddy most of the time brings history, heritage, culture of South Asian region, south of Karakoram Mountains, north of Kanyakumari. But once a while I will be posting other relevant topics to you for consideration and intellectual enjoyment. And this is my YouTube channel, South Asia Maps. You can type Reddy. There are more than 220 fascinating topics I have posted for you to look at and enjoy. And if you like the content and the presentations, please do take time to comment and post, and also subscribe the channel and bring to the notice of your friends. Today's the fascinating discussion is population doublings, 10 population doublings, global 10 population doublings. The thumbnail gives you the panoramic view from 8000 BC to 2025 or 2000. This few years does not matter. Almost 8000 here, 2000 here. That means 10,000 years duration. Human population has doubled from 8 million to 8,000 million. That is 8 billion. Million means 6 zeros, billion means 9 zeros, trillion means 12 zeros. 8 million, 8 followed by 6 zeros. 8 billion is 8 followed by 9 zeros. This is a very, very important thing. If you understand how today's the politics, economy, the predicament humans face, you have to have a very comprehensive outlook of the population of the planet, Earth. And I'll be bringing and putting couple of series of presentations on human population also. You can look at a new playlist, human ecology and human populations. Here we see 8 million here, and this is the global, not particular to any country. This is a traditional agriculture. This is industrial agriculture. This is the book I was talking about. Dr. William Catton Jr. was a professor emeritus, Washington State University, Pullman. That is eastern part of Washington State, east of Cascade Mountains, northwestern United States or northwestern Pacific region, just south of 49 parallels separating Canada and United States. BottleNeck, this is the sequel of this book. These are the very prominent pioneering books. This is the thumbnail, we will be discussing this in little detail. 10 global population doublings, 8 million to 8 billion. How do we remember? I will make the things very clear for you, unclutter for you. After listening this presentation end to end, you will be able to comprehend my most of the presentations very easily. I said 10 doublings. You can see here, we started 8,000. Why we started 8,000? We will discuss about that. We started 8,000. There are 3 doublings here. Again 3 doublings here. That is 6. There are 2 doublings here. There are 2 doublings. 10 doublings. Global 10 population doublings. This is the very important picture you should remember. That helps a lot. You see 1 AD, Anno Domino, that is the a time when Jesus Christ is supposed to have born, or the date given, 1 AD. On the right hand side, you take 2000 or 2025, does not matter. In the left hand side, that is BC, before Christ, you take 8000. This is very critical. At 8000 BC, agriculture, horticulture was invented. Well, some people will say 10,000 BC. When I was teaching in agriculture university, I used to say that, but that really does not matter. Here we stick to 8,000 here, 2,000 here. That means there is a 10,000 years duration. That is the history of agriculture. Remember 8,000, remember 2000, 1 AD. This is the where agriculture started. That is agriculture, traditional agriculture, subsistence agriculture. This is at global level. This is the old world, that is Europe, Africa, Asia, Eurasia. This is the new world, 2 Americas. This is the Eastern Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere. Now we are in the industrial agriculture. That represents industrial agriculture. We have 8,000 million people. That is 8 billion people. Actually, as of 2022, when this presentation is made in July, there were around about 7,700 million people. But we rounded it up for your easy understanding. That's not very important also. So population, 10 population doublings, 8 million. How do we remember 8 million? Again, the number is not sacrosanct. Sacrosanct means sacred, inviolable. This is flexible. Remember, at that time, there was no census taken, nobody. This is a projected population. I will say the numbers will tally at Wikipedia based upon what scientist reported it. So that is also not critical. We are trying to bring a broader understanding to our audience. At 8000 BC, when agriculture started, you remember 8 million. Very easy to remember. 8 here. Then 3 doublings, right? 8 becomes 16 million. First doubling. Then become 30 million. 32. That is second doubling. Then third doubling, 64. Here, I just rounded it up so that the numbers will be easy for you to comprehend. Then there is 125 million, fourth doubling. Then 1 AD, there is a 250 million people. That is the fifth doubling. Then sixth doubling, 500 million people. Seventh doubling, 1,000 million, 1 billion. Then eighth doubling, 2 billion. Next doubling, ninth, 4th billion. 10th doubling, 8 billion. And we will see these years also very easy to remember. I will make it very easy for you. You start at 8,000 BC, 8 million, and 3 doublings here, then 3 more doublings here, among which we are only concerned about 1 AD. Remember, 250. On 1500, why 1500 important? It is the year where European navigators, European voyages, Columbus and Amerigo Vespucci and Vasco da Gama is not important here. They found a sea route to Western Hemisphere New World. 1500 dropped this one. 500 million people lived in the entire planet Earth. So 1500 years back, half of population, 250. So 250 here, 1500 here. Then 1818 is very critical. How do you remember? Remember Napoleon time. Remember Battle of Waterloo. If you are from South Asia, you can remember Third Anglo-Maratha War. Or when Ranjit Singh Maharaja, the Lion of Punjab, Sher-e-Punjab, was prominently building his Khalsa Sikh empire in Punjab plains of the greater Indo-Gangetic region south of Karakoram. 1818. Sometimes in my other presentations, I may be giving 1805, 1800. Again, the year is not that sacrosanct. So here I made it very clear because 1818. So next I can make it 1990. This is World War II ended, right? 1919, World War II ended. So just I made it 1818, 1819, easy to remember for you. 1818, Battle of Waterloo, 1 billion, and World War II ended, 2 billion. The Watergate time, when Nixon quit the White House office, 4 billion. Of course, in Biden's time, or now, we have round about 8 billion people. Nixon time, 4 billion. Biden's time, 8 billion. And Woodrow Wilson, the World War II time, 2 billion. 1818, I forgot who is the American president, 1 billion. So, that is a very, very important figure. So, we made the things very uncluttered for you. 10 population doublings, 10 global population doublings here. This number, 8 billion, I quoted from Overshoot book of Dr. William Catton Jr., page 18. He quotes from Scientific America. Ansley J. Cole, 1974, Scientific America publication for further details. Again, it's a general discussion that may not be that critical for us. So that is about 10 doublings of human population, 8 million to 8 billion, 8000 BC to 2025 BC, 8 million when the agriculture dawned. Agriculture, horticulture, animal husbandry started. Now we are in the era of industrial agriculture. You can see this, go to the Wikipedia, and in the Wikipedia, there various authors give like various projections, right? This is the United Nations, a scientist called Madison, and there are so many people. So there is always a variation. Here they have given this projection 8000 BC, 5 million. Instead of 5 million, I made it 8 so that this doublings is much easier. So that is the 5 easier for you to understand, because also Dr. Catton quoted 8 billion. Here you see this particular scientist may be Ans Durand. He quotes 5 to 10 million people. So again the numbers vary. So I took it like 8 million because 8000 BC it is 8 million. Remember, some people consider agriculture started at 10,000 BC. Again, that is not that critical to remember. So when you come to AD, this is critical. So here they are quoting 300 million people, and some people quoted 200 and so on, 250. So we rounded it up 250. Remember, when voyage started, that is 1500, this is 500 million people lived on the planet Earth. 1 AD, Jesus Christ was supposed to be born. Even though Jesus Christ is just a character in the Bible, that is not critical for us again. So 250 we made it. Here 1500, they are quoting 500. So some people quote in that 460 or something again. 1500 drop 1, 1500 AD when voyage started, there are 500 million people. You can remember very easily. Again 8,000 million people. See 1800 they are quoting, and again I made it 1818 so that it is very easy for our audience to remember. World War ended around about 1990. You made it 1880. 1880 is 1 billion, 1990 is 2 billion. And Nixon's time 74, 4 billion. Then currently 2022 round about 8 billion population live on the planet Earth. And again the historical population here, the Wikipedia other article gives. So 10th, you see here they are giving like 10,000 BC 4 billion, 5 billion, 200 billion they are giving 1 AD. We made it to 250. Excuse me, 1500 they are making 458, and we have given round about 500 and so on. So that is very, very important. So this is very important. If you comprehend this, and my rest of the presentations, you will have very bird's eye view. When you look at it, this planet Earth, you can very easily comprehend. We are living 2022 and there are 8 billion people on the planet Earth. When agriculture started 8,000 BC, there was only 8 million people. When Jesus Christ was born, there was 250 million people. When Europeans discovered trade routes to New World, Western Hemisphere, Americas, there were around about 500 million people. Napoleon time, there was 1 billion. And World War II, 2 billion. The Nixon time, 4 billion. And Biden's time, in this era, we have 8 billion. So this is a very, very important. So I hope I tried to make the things very uncluttered and easy for my audience. Global population, remember this icon. At South Asia maps, the main emphasis to bring the abstract ideas and concepts of the history, heritage, scientific matters to my audience in the iconographic form. That is my interest, that is my fascination, that's what I have been always admired by my audience. So global 10 population doublings, 8 million to 8,000 million. 8 million is 8,000 BC when agriculture started. The current date 2025 or 22. Simple subsistence agriculture, horticulture, animal husbandry, animal farming. Now industrial agriculture. So this is very important in future to understand human impasse, human ecology, bottleneck. 8,000 people, 8,000 million people are not just normal human beings. They are Homo colossus. I talked about what are the Homo colossus. Look in the playlist, you will find it. And they have very high energy resource footprint on the planet Earth. Whereas the people that lived around about 1800, they are very subsistence people with little energy resources. They carried on their lives. Today is very different. That again adds a different dimension when we talk about the social, political, economic relations we have today on the planet Earth. We should think an ecological perspective rather than the political ideological perspective. That is what Dr. Catton's work is, and very important. Thank you very much. This is your presenter J. Reddy at South Asia Maps, and I am bringing this as a part of Human Ecology playlist at my YouTube channel. Please consider subscribing it and put your comments and interactions if you liked this presentation. See you later at other time.